everyone, welcome to our YouTube channel. I'm Shannon Johnson, an attorney with the firm Johnson Hay and Company in Kingston, Jamaica, and we are creating a platform where the average person feels a little less intimidated by legal processes and procedures. And today we have a really good video for you. We will be discussing how much does it actually cost to buy property in Jamaica. We know a lot of persons have home ownership as one of their 2022 goals, and we're going to break down how much will it really cost you out of pocket if you do intend to buy property and you plan on using a mortgage. So let's get into it. So you've been stalking the realtors' websites and you've identified a lovely 2-bedroom, 2-bathrooms apartment in Kingston, and we're looking at the purchase price of, say, on 30 million Jamaican dollars, right? And you will be using mortgage financing. Mortgage financing generally ranges between 90 to 95% depending on the bank and whatever promotion they may be having. But for our purposes, we'll be using 90% financing, which works out to be $27 million for the loan amount. That's Jamaican dollars. The first thing that you'll be thinking about is your deposit. And deposits generally ranges between 5 to 10%. And for this example, you will note that I'll be varying to the higher end of the spectrum. So we'll be using 10%, and 10% works out to be $3 million, and that's 10% of the purchase price. So that's 3 million Jamaican dollars for your deposit. Then we will be discussing the different bank mortgage fees, right? And remember, your loan amount is $27 million. That's the 90% of the purchase price. So the first fee would be the commitment fee, because this is, the one that is the highest fee. And this is 2% of the loan amount on average. Of course, this varies depending on the bank. For our purposes, this works out to be 540,000 Jamaican dollars. The other fee is the registration of the mortgage, and that's 0.5% of the loan amount. And that works out to be 135,000 Jamaican dollars. Then you have stamp duty. And the stamp duty is $7,260. So the total amount for the bank mortgage fees, that works out to be $682,260. $682,260. As for the mortgage related expenses, the first thing is the credit union bureau fee, and this is $2,305.16. This came directly from one of the banking websites. Then you're thinking about the life insurance policy. So this varies, and for this example, I'm using 10,000 because, of course, life insurance depends on your age, your health, and so on. But for this example, $10,000. Then you're thinking about the assignment of the life insurance policy, meaning you're assigning the policy to the bank, being that the bank is now named beneficiary. And this is a nominal fee of, say, $1,000, right? The other mortgage related expense that you have to keep in mind is land valuation. Of course, the bank is going to want you to value whatever property
it is to find out, what is the true value of it. And I'm using an estimate of $40,000 for said that type of apartment. And you also need a surveyor's ID report to identify the boundaries. And that I'm using for this example 60,000 Jamaican dollars. This may be higher, it may be lower. It's just an example, right? Then you have to think about your closing costs. Wait, first, let's talk about the total. So the total for the mortgage related expenses, you're looking at $113,305.16. Then as for the closing costs, one thing you have to consider is registration fee. And that's 0.25% of the purchase price. And that works out to be $75,000. Then stamp duty, which is $5,000 for the sale, but you split it between the vendor and the purchaser. So the purchaser would pay $2,500. The other fee would be the cost to prepare the agreement for sale or the sales agreement. And this fee also varies depending on which attorney is handling the matter and what their fee is. But for this purpose, we'll average it at being $50,000 for the purchaser's portion of that fee or that cost. Attorney's fee generally vary between 2% to 3%. And again, for this purpose, I'm using the higher end of the spectrum, so 3% of the purchase price, and that works out to be $900,000. And the other thing to consider is the cost for letters of possession. And these are letters to basically say that you are the authorized owner. Then you're thinking about the cost to obtain, say, a copy of the title just to make verifications and, for due diligence purposes. And that's on average, say, $1,000. So the total that you'll be looking at to spend out of pocket overall would work out to be $4,834,065.16. So this would be all the out-of-pocket costs. So my recommendation is to have at least 16% thereabout of the purchase price set aside as your estimated out-of-pocket expenses when you're thinking of purchasing a property.
Remember, all the figures that I would have mentioned in the video, they are just estimates and they can change depending on different circumstances and different factors. However, you do have a general idea in terms of how much it would actually cost you out of pocket if you do intend to buy property. So this puts you in a position where you can prepare better. And if you do know anyone that plans to buy property in Jamaica in the near future, share this video with them so they can also be in the know. And if you have any comments or any questions in relation to anything that I would have mentioned in the video, feel free to leave it in the comment section and we will get to it. So thank you again for checking out our channel and stay tuned for other informative videos.